Hi, this is Danny Pluteman with Group 15 Real Estate in Charlotte, North Carolina. I want to talk about the idea of master leasing. So I've been a property manager for about 15 years, and I always thought there was two options as far as passive rental income that we're all looking for. You can either manage the property yourself or hire a property manager. Well, it turns out there's a third option that's been around for a long time, master leasing. It's a new concept to me, and I know a lot of experienced landlords have not heard of it either. So the way it works is I sign a long-term lease with the property owner at a discounted rate, and I try to make money by subletting to another tenant for a higher amount, but I'm responsible for the payment and maintenance whether the tenant pays or not. So this is different. So I'm no longer managing the property for you. I'm renting the property from you, and typically it's about 70% of the market rate that I would pay as a tenant. And I'll go over the net operating income probably in a different video here. But let's go over some of the pros and cons, of the three options that you have as a landlord. The first option, obviously, managing the property on your own. The reason this could be the best option is, frankly, nobody cares about your baby like you do. So the motivation to do a good job is 100% there. The downside, of course, you need a lot of time, you need a lot of energy, not just to manage the property, not just to manage the tenant, but it's a fast-changing industry with new laws and new technology that takes a lot of time and motivation to stay on top of. So the second option is to hire a property manager. The advantage of this, you tap into the knowledge base for a professional who knows how to do it right. There's a lot of good property managers out there. I'm the president of the local chapter for the National Association of Residential Property Managers, and I can tell you there's a lot of good property managers who work really hard and do a good job. No matter how much the property manager cares about your baby, everybody intuitively understands that if the property goes vacant or needs maintenance, the financial burden is going to fall on the property owner, not the property manager. So what if there was a way to combine the motivation to do a good job with the knowledge of how to do it? What if you had a property manager with skin in the game? And that's the idea of a master lease. And real quick on the numbers. The idea is, you have your gross income and your net income, and obviously you want your net income to be the highest as possible. So what would your net income be if you factor in an expense for vacancy? Typically, a lot of people call that 10%. What it would be for maintenance, that might be another 10%. What would be if you hired a property manager, that might be another 10%. You would still be responsible for insurance, you'd still be responsible for real estate taxes. But that's where you get the 70%. What if someone were to take on those risks for you, and what would be a fair premium to pay for that? That's the idea, where the amount of the master lease ends up being about 70% of the market rent, and ideally that would be the same net income that you would get anyway if you were responsible for those expenses. So hope that helps with a brief intro. If that sounds like it'd be a good fit, let's talk some more about your specific situation. Thanks.